Entering a listing into RMLS is a simple matter of data entry. Entering that data correctly will ensure that your listing will be seen and, more importantly, sold. We'll start by exploring the different ways to create a new listing. If we created a CMA report in RMLS, we can open the CMA module and create a new listing without having to re-enter certain information. We can also perform a tax ID search. And click on the Listing button to create the listing. This will also autofill certain information. Or we can start from scratch and enter the Listing Load module from the home page. There are two types of listings we can create. A sold not listed listing is a property entered by an agent that was sold without being listed on RMLS, such as for sale by owner transactions. It will start with entering the sale information and then go into the regular Listing Load module. For our purposes, we'll go back and create a regular listing. We'll enter our MLS area number, select the county, and in this case, do an address search to find the tax ID. Some basic information will now be auto-populated, and any blue shaded fields are required. We're not ready to set this active yet, so we'll wait to upload our photos, associated documents, and our list price. But we will set our map location and fill in other known information. We're waiting to confirm the schools with our client, so we'll leave those empty as well. Our property doesn't have a finished lower level, so entering 0 will satisfy the required field criteria. As we fill out the rest of the fields, we can click on the field name for help on what that field is. We want our listing to show up in as many searches as possible, so we'll enter as much valid optional information as we can. We have some branded marketing that we want to include, and we can add that link into the private remarks, giving the buyer's agent the option of whether or not to share this with their clients. We want to allow this to be fed to third-party sites, but since this is an historical property, our client has asked us to disable any third-party comments or automated valuations. We'll enter the bathroom information and add those room features that we feel are strong selling points for this home. Remember, we can always click on the field text for help on what that field is for. There are safeguards in place to help us avoid making mistakes. For example, we can't select yes under short sale and yes under bank owned. We'll finish off the Financials tab by selecting what financing offers our sellers will accept. We have a teammate that we want to add as our co-agent, and we can do that here. Not ready to publish our listing yet, we'll leave the date marketing to begin blank for now. We still need to get our client's signature, so we'll click on the contract. Save it as a PDF, and then select Finish Later to save it as an in-progress listing. Now that we have our client's signatures, our photos taken, and virtual tours recorded, we're ready to finish entering our listing information and publish it. When uploading our photos, we'll make sure to set the first photo as an exterior shot of the property. Next, we can add our seller's property disclosure. Enter our list price as agreed to by our client. Our seller has confirmed the schools, and we can select those as well. Our unbranded virtual tour link is ready, so we'll add that as well in the Remarks tab. And we'll add a few features that our clients want highlighted. The property still isn't quite ready for showing, but we want to get it out to other agents, so we're going to publish this as a coming soon no showings listing, and set it to automatically move to active status in 2 weeks. Remember, once a property moves to active status, it cannot be turned back to CSN status. Before publishing, we'll click on the Alerts tab to make sure we've filled out all the required fields. Our listing is now published as CSN status. We've talked with our client, and the property is ready to be shown ahead of schedule. We'll click on the Status button and change it to Active Status. Now that the listing is active, we can go into showing time and set up our showing instructions. We can also set up our open house and broker tour. As the property moves through the sales process, we'll change the status to pending, then to sold, keeping in mind that these changes need to be made within 24 hours of all signatures being taken. Once the property is in sold status, we can still edit some of the information in the Listings tab if needed, such as the sales price. Or we can copy it to a new listing. For more help with entering a listing into RMLS, please contact the Help Desk or Training Departments. Because RMLS is your MLS.